Hi pals, it's me, Artie. They them pronouns only, and I am not feeling my best at the moment. I think the changing of weather has changed some pressure in the air or what the fuck ever. Whatever sciencey thing I don't presently understand. So I keep having migraines and having like mini little stabs in the eyeballs. I had this video sort of planned because the first clip, or like the first section of this video, really is going to be me from late February this year talking about an experience I was having at the time with a PA. However, it's not a full video really, and I wanted to add some context as well as add maybe some also updated stories. But this video is going to be about loosely the care crisis. The care crisis that we have in the UK. I do not know enough about the actual care crisis as a whole, but as a bitch with some personal experience of trying to access care and trying to hire care and trying out many different support workers, I thought that this would still be a valuable video to basically let people know what it's like being a disabled person trying to keep care and support that can only be provided by another person. So before late last year, my only support at home really was my mum, my grandparents, occasionally my mum's partner, the dog. You can't forget the dog. We're all disabled. We're all disabled here. And it has not been easy by any means. I waited nearly a year to be assessed by adult social care. I had to fill in a very long and very detailed form about my needs and my life, which I then had to reiterate again in an assessment, which was then handled so poorly by the social worker. Then I was also dumped by my advocate, who was provided by a charity. Yeah, you know me, you know how much I fucking hate charities. Here's another fucking reason. It's another fucking reason I hate charities. Also, yeah, I think I have a bite on my face. So like I've got a spot sticker on my forehead because it was just sore. Like, bitch, why did it hurt and why was it bright red? Anyway, sorry. It's been 3.5 months off my ADHD meds. Please bear with. And my brain hurts from migraines. What was I saying? Yeah, I was provided an advocate through Power, who also, yeah, did not explicitly tell me that they were not going to see me through to the end. And they just ditched me after the assessment. Like, sick. That's not where anything ends. I actually sent a complaint email, and they never even acknowledged that email. Fuck you, Power. So I was doing all of the legwork myself, trying to find my first PA before I eventually was like, haha, hi, adult social care. If you don't fucking do something about this situation, I'm going to kill myself. Because, like, the process had really done a number on my mental well-being. So I ended up with a new social worker or case person, I don't know, case manager, who came and spoke to me and my mum and basically was like, yeah, we think we'll probably have to just do another assessment because you guys think the previous one was so bad, and it was, that we might as well just start again. But then she was also like, oh, I also know of this autistic charity who can help you. This lady then proceeded to have no fucking idea what she was talking about. Like, yes, thank you for helping me get to this point with everything. However, she just literally kept saying shit. I was getting constantly different information from people within adult social care, from people in independent lives who were supposed to be the ones helping me find my first PA. Like, nobody has any like idea what they're talking about. I eventually finally did get a PA, but it was somebody I wasn't that keen on, and I was right. The clip in a minute is basically my final experience with her after, I don't know, how many months was that? October till end of February. So like 4 to 5 months. Yeah. Maybe I should just cut to that right now. Like, yeah, here's the clip. Like, here's my video from end of February of this year because of the absolute mess this woman had put me in, and then I'll tell you more about some other experiences in a minute. My face hurts. Can you tell? It's Friday the 28th of February, 2025. It is Rare Diseases Day. And my PA cancelled on me, not even last second, but like when she was well overdue to be here. And I have been very stressed and upset and trying to see if there's a way that I can find a solution. So the gist is, this particular PA gave me a notice about a month ago, even though we don't even have like an actual contract. We never actually sorted one out when we should have done. It's also kind of part of her job to do that because she's self-employed, and she's not really been great at being my PA from day one. She has been a nice enough person, but she is terrible at timekeeping and time management. She's always here late, like literally almost every single time she should have been here, she's been late. There was a period of time where she kept trying to change the slots we'd agreed on, and we would book them like together in person with both of our diaries out. So, but then she would also like do the same to other people, because if she didn't have a time that works for me, she would talk about moving other people's slots, and I never felt really comfortable about that anyway. I asked her, like, from now on, can we just like stick with the slots that we've booked in, unless there's like an actual dire reason why you can't do it? And she was like, oh yeah, this is only a one-off. It's like, you've done this several times. And this was one thing that happened like early January, not even a recent thing, but like she's been doing that the whole time. Like, I've got a few people lined up to interview next week, but it will mean that I'll go without that support for maybe at least a couple of weeks, because I have to interview them and confirm they've got all of the right documents and things like that. And adult social care need to do whatever adult social care have to do, which often takes a million years as well. So I don't know when I will next actually have that support. And this weekend I'm by myself. My mum went away yesterday late morning for like a long weekend really, to her friends. My mum's partner has the dog at his house, so like it's literally just me here. And we had quite a few big tasks that needed doing. We had the cleaners here today, and one of the tasks is putting the big rugs back on the floor for the dog, because they're huge and heavy, either hanging or tumble drying my mum's bed sheets, because I put those in the wash today as like an act of kindness towards my mum, with the understanding that I was going to have my PA here today. All the bins need emptying and taking out, the recycling needs taking out, the dishwasher was full and needed emptying and then refilling, and all the stuff putting away. And then like other like itty, like small annoying tasks like refilling all the hand soaps, topping up the laundry detergent bottle. A fitted bedsheet needed to be put on in the spare room, because I took that off and the duvet off. It's the room that my dog sleeps in. She sleeps on the bed, yes. And like I took those both off and out of that room so I could shake the dirt and hair off as much as possible on Thursday, so yesterday, before the cleaners came today, just so that, you know, it just felt like the right time to do that. to, you know, clear out some dust and fur. There was definitely some other things. My list is over here. Ow. I had a few other tasks on here, but I was like willing to leave it if the bigger tasks took up the time, but like cleaning my plants for the dust on their leaves because the dust makes them die. And there was something else on here, but I can't read that. So yeah, I took the stuff out of the dishwasher and started to restack it, because that was the thing, like there's been some dishes on the side already for more than 24 hours. Like I'm not going to put it on tonight because there's not enough in there, but I'll be putting it on tomorrow evening probably. And then I also filled the hand soap with whatever soap we had left and did the topping up of the laundry detergent. But like doing those things has made me feel worse. Like I'm having a really bad day full of fatigue and the chest pain's back, guys. Because like my PA texted me earlier in the day saying that she was already like an hour behind on everyone she was supposed to see today. Like, how did she manage that? I have no idea, but that meant she wanted to move my 4:30 to 5:30, and I said fine, because I'm on my own and there's things that need doing today. But then she got stuck in traffic, and at 40 minutes sitting in traffic she decided to just turn around and go and support an elderly lady that she's got on her books for 7. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So everybody else gets just sort of like pushed ahead, but I get skipped because of the traffic. Cool, thanks. My hair looks insane right now, but also like I really want to clarify and specify that she did not attempt to get to my house on any other route. When I was messaging my mum after I filmed this video, my mum was like, why didn't she go this way, or why didn't she try going that way, blah blah blah. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, she had options. She did not attempt any of them besides just sitting and waiting. And like a few people have asked me, did she offer to rearrange? And I was like, I don't want to rearrange. Like after that all today, when she's been so inconsistent with when she turns up and how late she is, and this was also her last shift with me, full stop, I don't want to hear. Bye. I don't want to hear. Because like she knows, and I told her repeatedly that I was here by myself this long weekend. And there were lots of things that needed doing. There were things that my mum couldn't do before she left because she also is not always well. She was having one of her own flare-ups literally the morning of her having to leave to travel. And like I said, some of the things I wanted to do and want to do are also things to just make it a little bit easier for my mum when she gets home, so that she's not coming home from a holiday and then having to do a bunch of stuff around the house, having to sort out her own laundry and stuff like that. And yeah, it's like there's not really anything I can do about it, you know. She's a self-employed PA who's also not actually going to be working as a PA anymore. Like, that's why she's quitting. She can't do it. Like, straight up basically what she said. She struggles with all the travel. She struggles with some of the tasks because she hurt her back at one point recently, or re-hurt her back. And it's like, yeah. But also, hey girl, you were making £24 an hour from me, at least. So I'm sure you're making around that much with everybody else. a lot of the times I'm pretty sure she was just way overbooking herself. She had way too many people on her like books to support, and like I just put up with it because it was so hard finding anyone like the first time round when I had no support. So I didn't have the energy to try and find someone else and then try to fire her. And like, yeah, it's also as well, like it's Friday evening, but by the time I really knew, it was nearly 6 p.m. Most places and people are not answering their work phones, obviously. Like I said, my mum is away. The only people here are my grandparents, who are, oh, guess what, also disabled, can't do half the things that I needed the help doing. And like I said, a long weekend. My mum went late morning Thursday and won't be back until late evening on Monday, which is fine. Like, not complaining about that at all. She deserves to have a holiday and go do something else and be somewhere else for a while. But like, she's my main support. I don't even have my dog here to make me feel a bit better. My other support worker with the autistic charity wasn't working today and doesn't work on weekends, but also is actually supporting somebody else tomorrow, which is Saturday. So it's like, you know, I wasn't really expecting a reply, but she was nice enough to respond to me. And I spoke to that charity's location on the phone. And they did manage to arrange the guy that I know from their charity, who's actually a manager. He said that he would come and give me an hour of support tomorrow, which helps, so at least some of that stuff gets done. And yeah, it's just like, you can say sorry however many times you want, but like, you knew this was the last shift with me. You knew I was on my own this weekend. And like, I know you can't help traffic, but everybody else got seen. Was I the only person that didn't get seen today? It's just exhausting dealing with this all the time. I'm hoping that they can take like the hour and mileage of support that they're going to give me tomorrow off of my other, because I've got two separate like payment things with adult social care. One of them's for this charity who provide support workers, and the other one is for self-employed PAs, but they have to be like connected and set up with it. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I hope that they can take some of the money from that pot, because there's just like a lump sum in there, because the amount of times she's cancelled on me, forgotten, or been ill, or like, you know, we took weeks off because of like Christmas and New Year and stuff like that, and it took me a long time between being okayed for funding for PA support until actually having someone in place. That there should be a pot of money there. I don't see why not, why they can't just transfer some of that over to this other account, because I'm now, yeah, like I said, going to probably be waiting at least a couple of weeks before anybody can support me in that role. Got 3 people that I'm in talks with about that other role, but again, I've got to like speak to them, do like an interview next week, and the last one is Thursday evening. So it's terrible that like a lot of these problems haven't been sorted, and it is end of May whilst I'm recording this section, because I just had the same issues when trying to look for another self-employed PA, even with the support of the autistic charity support workers, who have also been through that process before for other people they support, where like, yeah, a lot of people just ghosted me for no reason. I had like 2 people who were like maybes and who I spoke to, One of them clearly had no idea what she was applying for. She just wanted to help people, but didn't realise that actually you kind of are required to have things like insurance to do this job. And she said that her hourly rate, when including or thinking about the cost of travelling to me, she doesn't live that far away from me, and also including whatever she would have to pay for, I think, at least public liability insurance, but also something else I've learned recently is apparently all of these PAs should also have business insurance, which covers, I think, if you are driving or you have to drive people around, you are apparently supposed to have that insurance as well, but basically nobody does, and the original people who were helping me with this whole thing never mentioned that to me once. But yeah, so this woman was like, oh, my hourly rate would be £30 an hour. And I was like, you are having a laugh. I was like, adult social care are going to laugh you all the way home. They are already really weird about my last PA charging £24 an hour, saying that is a very high rate of wage. Then the other person was going to charge a lot less, but I told her that she could just take the £24 an hour and that will cover like additional fees for like travel and whatever. But she then proceeded to have the worst communication skills I've come across, like full stop. There were some weird moments in the interview where I felt like she hadn't actually listened to what I just said or asked her, because then she would ask a question that the answer was literally what I just said. She didn't tell me that she was going to be away for like weeks. There was like at least a week, maybe two, I don't know, because she was so terrible at actually explaining anything to me, that she was going to be away, and then another few days or something to visit a family member, something like that. Yeah, didn't tell me that she actually in fact could not start working immediately. Every time I tried to talk to her about, hi, when can you come to my house so we can have like a walkthrough, talk through and sign any documents we need to sign, etc., she just kept asking me like, oh, do you want a morning slot or an afternoon slot? And it's like, that's not what I'm asking. That is not what I'm asking. Just tell me when you're free to come here so we can at least have that, all of that initial introductory stuff just done and sorted. Then we can discuss like what regular times are suitable for each of us or whatever. She also kept messaging me on Facebook Messenger when I was like, yeah, don't. I am pretty sure I gave her my phone number, my email address, and my support worker's phone number and email address, and she just kept messaging me on Facebook instead of any of these other things. My support worker asked her to stop messaging me on Facebook, but she did not understand. Kept doing it anyway. And yeah, there were just like more and more things continually coming up, preventing her from ever having a start date. I think my support worker had kind of taken over and was like, can you do this day? Can you do this day? And she could never do the days that I could do. And I wanted her to come on a day that my mum was around as well, so that my mum could meet her, let me know what she thinks as well, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, she was basically only suggesting days that I could not do or was not comfortable doing. And because that just kept happening, and all of the other stuff previously, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this, goodbye. And since then, I have still not had anyone fill that role, because we have been in communication with adult social care and they are literally terrible at replying. It seems like my support worker does not get responses from them most weeks, and I ask her to chase them up regularly. I was basically trying to see if I could at least use the money that's sitting there to pay for like a cleaning service instead, to come regularly, because we already have a cleaner, but also all of the cleaners we've had and still have are not good at showing up either. They're always late. They sometimes just don't show up as well. A lot of them quit suddenly because they're all self-employed, they can, so they can just fuck off. and like, yeah, just generally not being very thorough with their work. So I thought, well, at least if I could use my funds that I am getting from adult social care for that stuff, then maybe a little bit more, I don't know, simple, direct, I don't know. But yeah, they've not responded really at all. Don't answer any of our questions. So somebody else from my autistic charity, the guy who actually came to support me after that whole thing happened in the original clips, he is going to be taking up the self-employed PA work. So he can come 1 or 2 days a week, which is not great for flexibility, but it is something. At least somebody is using the money that's sitting there, and we can get some other jobs done. But yeah, like, it's just really bad. We didn't really get any applications for the PA role until I posted on Facebook, and then people just DM you. They don't respond to the the post. They just direct message you. And like, I don't really use Facebook for one, so like, I'm not checking in regularly, but also I don't really know how to use it anymore. So like, I just don't have notifications set, or like, if it's from people that I don't know, I don't get notified. And it's not super obvious how to get to like the requested DMs folder or something. So I sent everyone in there like a blanket message, which was partially a test as well, because I was like, if you don't respond to this, then you're not gonna be any good to work with me, to be honest. If your communication is so low that you can't be asked to just reply for work as well, hello, do you want to work? Do you want to be paid? Guess not. So yeah, there was only one other person who I was interested in, but someone in her family got sick and she had to go over to deal with that. So like, maybe I should just go and find her and DM her again and see if she's are you back? How's your dad? Yeah, everybody else's communication was really, really poor. And to be anybody's PA, but especially an autistic person's PA, you need to have better communication skills than what these people were displaying. And like, yeah, I'm just having a really bad symptom day, and I'm not on ADHD meds, and I haven't really been on them for like 2 weeks. What do you mean I've been off my ADHD meds for 3.5 months? My perception of time has genuinely disappeared being off of my ADHD meds. I had no idea I had been off them for so long. Thanks, Psychiatry UK, for not giving a single fuck about everybody waiting between seeing a consultant and being put on the titration team's list, because what the fuck? And I'm still waiting for someone to book me in for my yearly consultation, Psychiatry UK. And I just feel like shit, and I haven't eaten dinner yet. It is 20 to 9. I haven't eaten dinner because I've been in waiting mode. Then I've had anger adrenaline that also lit up my face, and so did the probably fucking heating. Also confirmed I have a dust mite allergy. That's at least the start. It's like, if I hadn't been waiting around for this fucking woman, I could have done something else. I could have actually rested and relaxed, but no. Fuck me. So yeah, I just wanted to record this and talk about it, because all of my friends are terrible at replying. Right, I'm gonna go and try and sit down more comfortably, eat some dinner, rest. Oh, my back hurts. So there was that. That was one experience I've had. And then I'm pretty sure in a few places, I talked about the process of trying to find my next PA, which did not go well. Basically, it's come to the point where somebody who works for the autistic charity has basically said he's got a little bit of free time twice a week where he also lives closer to me than like literally anybody else who works for that charity. And he was like, yeah, I'll just charge the same amount as the last lady. I can come do whatever you like. So that has started finally. But I've also now had issues with a support worker that they provided me. I've had two support workers with them because you kind of need to have two in place, for sickness, holidays, that sort of thing. Like you just kind of always need a backup person in place and available. Initially, for a while, I just had my first support worker, trying to work out a way to like give these two names so that it's a bit less confusing. Okay, let's name the first one Becky. Becky with the good hair. Like, I don't know. She's been like good. She's not amazing, she's not perfect, but she has the personality I need and appreciate with someone supporting me because I don't get out very often. So it's nice to have support workers who have like a personality that gels well with mine. Someone who can be chatty and make jokes, people who are like charismatic and laid back. I think she's younger than me, but truly, me, I cannot tell. But, she gets ill a lot because of the job she's in. Bugs just get passed around constantly in this job role. So there's a few times where she's been off sick last second. There's been a few times where she's not been able to make it to me for one reason or another because, for example, there's so much traffic or road closures or extreme weather at times. That means that she can't get from, because she lives near where the like residential place is for this autistic charity, and that's like an hour's drive to me. So there's a lot of areas that could prevent people from turning up, and there's been a few other reasons why she may not have made it last minute. And like she's been helping mostly with admin stuff, and that's been fine for the most part, but I do feel like occasionally it feels like I still have to do a lot of the remembering and reminding and chasing up with her. There is still stuff that we need to try and sort out, find a way for it to work. I basically mentioned to the guy who is now my PA, it seems like we need a file for me or something that she can put stuff in and refer to, but also be accessible for any other support workers, etc., who either may be supporting me or may end up speaking to me on the phone if I ring them again, having a meltdown, because their phone lines are 24/7. That's one benefit, to be fair. The other support worker who has been recently put on my service is Donna. I don't know. Donna is an older woman and very, very different from Becky. Donna is probably around my mum's age. I don't know exactly, but yeah, in her 50s probably, which age does not bother me at all. The guy who is my PA now is older than her. Like, it really does not matter how old people are. It's just the vibes in it, though. The vibes have been off with her. The vibes are off with Donna. And they always have been, but like I've really, really tried. And honestly, I'm being really for real at the moment. I really, really tried with Donna. I was asked a few times about different things that she does or how things have been going with her, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I've got some things that haven't been great. She's very awkward, not very chatty or talkative, etc., etc. And I was like, it's fine. Like, some people are just like that. As long as she gets good at doing the job, then it's fine. It really doesn't bother me. Like, I'll just give her things to do and get on with. I don't have to have all of my support workers and PAs be like super chatty people, because honestly, sometimes, bitch, I'm fucking knackered. Leave me alone. Like, I gave her benefit of the doubt over and over and over again, and I even defended her at times to for charity. And I was like, look, I think she's just kind of awkward, but she's nice enough. But then nothing improved. Nothing improved. And if anything, it felt like things kept getting worse. She never remembered anything I told her or asked her to do. She required a lot of spoon feeding and micromanaging of the tasks I wanted to do. And all of my other support workers and PAs are basically been like, you know what, yeah, if you just want to write up a list for things for me to do and just give me the list, that's chill. All of them have said that. And this lady, she always seems kind of affronted when I say like, oh yeah, the to-do list, the list of things is on the table today. Or like if I hand it to her. She's always asking what cleaning cloth to use, where's this cleaning item, where's this cleaning fluid, etc. We have one cleaning cupboard. 99% of the time, if you go into that cupboard, you will find what she's asking for. However, she always asks me instead. And bitch, like I just said, I'm so tired. I'm not well. I'm not a well person. Or I'm busy. Like, especially at the moment, I'm in the middle of a research project that I am running myself. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a lot of work. And I'm already knackered all the time. I'm trying to keep on top of my videos every week because I want to be doing this. I want to make videos. I want to make things like this. But also my art business. I have a lot of markets coming up. I have a lot of things to do and think about and change, basically. Like, I've got a lot going on, and like the gist of having the support workers here is they deal with my admin, so I don't get banned from NHS services for fucking assaulting somebody or verbally abusing them. Because even if you say this is taking the piss, they're like, stop swearing at me, and you're like, how would you feel, bitch, if you and me? Anyway, so that they can do some of the tasks that I can't physically do because I'm disabled and I'm, dealing with fatigue or dealing with a migraine or chronic pain, or just my executive function is not functioning because I've been on my ADHD meds for 3.5 months. Just some examples, just off the top of my head, and to spare me some time and energy so I can go and do those other things that I've got to do, but also try and take some of it, some things off of my mum's plate, for example. Because if it's not me doing those things and it's not a support worker doing those things, it's me mum. Me mum's car. Brum brum. It's my mum. And the whole point I went into doing this was I need help doing some basic house things, and I know my mum is always doing them, and I want to get someone in place to help relieve my mum of some of that duty, because like I said, she's not well either. Being disabled and a carer is hard. Being disabled is hard. Being a carer is hard. Having the fun combination of both whilst also being a carer for 4 other humans and a dog. It's a bit much, isn't it, bitch? And yeah, it was just, it always took a lot for her to do anything. She doesn't look around before either doing something or asking something. Because today, we found a couple of, I can't remember where I put this. I think it might have been on Blue Sky. We found a couple of mini fridges in storage. Yeah, don't ask. I have a hoarder family. Basically, they're both dirty, but we're definitely going to keep one of them. We don't know which yet, but because me and my mum are both busy and tired, I was like, it's fine. I'll put it on the list for Donna to do on Monday, because I think we got them out Saturday. And this was all my fault as well, because I saw them and I was like, these might actually be helpful to put my injections in, because my injections are currently in just the main fridge, which is fine. It's been working for us for 5 years or so. If I had a better layout of my room, because I also have a mini fridge here that I just basically don't use. You can't even see it. Fucking hell. Hello? It is there. I promise it's there. But it's under my desk. We bought it before I went to uni. Basically, it was my mini fridge in my first year. I don't know if I used it in second and third, but I definitely used it in first, because no way was I fucking sharing a fridge with those bitches. Fuck that. So like, because it's just like, it's an awkward place. So like, if I had a better layout for everything, I would probably have them in there. I'd probably have some fucking snacks and drinks in there, man. I don't, because it's just some really awkward. My room is too small, that's the vibe. My room is too small to really be functional. For me, it is just much easier to have my injections downstairs because I'm more likely to see them, which makes me go, oh yeah, it's injection day, even though I have several reminders on my phone. They have to be refrigerated as well, until I need to inject myself with them. But they do take up a lot of space and they can get damaged because, you never know what could happen in a fridge, basically. But if I could have them in a mini fridge in the kitchen that I could either easily see or generally easily access, it would just help a lot. It would help many things. So yeah, long story short, I put it on the list, and instead of looking, she asked me where they were, even though I wrote on the list they're in the kitchen. And it's moments like that that really pissed me off, honestly, because they were literally right there. They were right there. It's like, why do you have to ask me? I have put that it's in the kitchen. Use your eyes. Thanks. Or like when she does food prep stuff for me, she always puts fucking food in the kitchen bin and not the food bin. And like, this might seem like a small thing, but bitch, for one, I'm autistic. She's working for an autistic charity. She should, if you're going to be a PA or a support worker to an autistic person, bitch, you've got to get good at those specific things, And it was always fucking onions. It was always onions. So then we just have an oniony kitchen bin for a week. And like, our kitchen bin always stinks. I don't know why it always smells so bad. We do everything possible to try and make it not stink. We wash it way too often. We now even have some fucking just stinky dust that you are meant to put in the bin. That doesn't do anything either. So it's like, I don't need onions. Put in the bin. Just put them in the food bin, please. And yeah, so it's like constantly having to be like, hi, not like that. Not like that. I went over a lot of things of, where to put things, putting away my clothes as well is another one. You guys know that my clothes pile up if I am left to it myself. And it was just kind of going back to some of the things that my PA used to do wrong all the time from that previous clip. Yeah, that one. And she just puts my clothes in the most random places, or she puts the dishes from the dishwasher away in just a complete fucking random place. Even though I've said a million times about the kitchen, especially, but I've said it so many times. If you don't know where it goes, just put it on the side. Like, it's literally fine. We will deal with it later, but like, getting the majority of a job done is better than getting none of a job done, or like, mental illness. How do I word this? Doing a job wrong, as in like putting things away in the wrong place, basically creates more work for me and my family versus doing most of a job, but that most part is all correct. Because I'll just be finding clothes and dishes just in the most random places for weeks, months sometimes, because I don't know it's been put in the most random place or just shoved somewhere. Because I also don't want to sit and monitor someone. Like, I try really hard to spend a good few weeks being within reach or doing things with the person, blah, 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 so they can kind of get to know what they're doing. I don't mind being asked, really, but like, my God, man, just sometimes, yeah, just use your eyes, use your eyeballs. And like, there's a few others, like, there's lots of other issues. Like I said, she's not a super social person, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But also, it's just like, even having small parts of like a normal work conversation of like, oh yeah, do you mind doing this? And it's just like silence or like a weird squeak noise or being like, oh, I don't have anything else for you to do today, so you can just go home. And she just stands there and stares at me. Like, go home. That was one of the things I gave feedback on to somebody else about Donna. There were two like main issues I was having with her that I was just like, I don't know how to deal with this. One of them was that she doesn't go to the toilet until it's time for her to leave. And then when she does, she always asks permission. And I'm like, is this like, is this an autistic thing or a lefty thing? Maybe, I don't know, but I think it's weird to ask permission to go to the toilet. So like, yeah, I was like, I was like, I'm a bit actually kind of worried about her, to be honest. The fact that she's asking me permission and doesn't ask or even mention it either like until the very end of her shift with me. Is she holding it all that time? Like, is she just holding it? Like, you're a fully grown woman. Just tell me you're going to the toilet. It's fine. Like, I'm not going to monitor how long you've been in the toilet for. Like, I literally don't care. Also, like most people, it takes five minutes maximum for a piss. So I was just like, I'm actually kind of concerned for her well-being for the fact that she does not seem to go to the toilet and feels like she has to ask permission. And then the other thing was she doesn't leave. A lot of the time, I don't have enough tasks for her to do for 2 hours. And that's kind of always been an issue I've struggled with. I've had this issue with every PA, every support worker I've worked with so far. I really struggle quantifying time into tasks because I have ADHD for one, but also I am slower with certain tasks than others, or I'm faster at certain tasks than others. Some tasks are going to take longer, especially when it's like early on, blah, blah, blah. So, like, sometimes I just can't think of another fucking task for you to do to fill 5-10 minutes. I would rather lose the 5-10 minutes and you just leave my home. Go home or go to your next person. It is fine. I'll live. Or, like, in an ideal world, it would have gotten to a point where she would have learned the vibe of me and my family in this house and would have gone, I could do XYZ, which is what that first PA was doing that I was talking about in that other clip. That she would sort of at least go, I could do these things. And I would be like, sure, thanks. Like, the Donna just stands there and just stands there and looks at me awkwardly. I'm like, that's it. And today she did that as well, even though she did it today. There was only 10 minutes left. She stood there like there was half. To be fair, it was probably about 20 because she was late by 10 minutes. But I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But like, she was standing there, literally there, right. Oh, fucking up. Right, right, right there. And I was like, no, I don't have anything else for you to do. I was just like, okay, what do I do then? Go home. Get out my house. Go home. Go home, please. And like, I was making a joke to my other support worker, Becky, about it. Because I was like, sometimes I worry that one day I'm gonna wake up and realise that Donna has moved in. And I'm gonna be like, Donna, what are you doing in my house? And she's like, what's for dinner? What are we watching on telly tonight? Donna, why are you in my house? Because she doesn't leave. She doesn't leave like a normal person. I have to, like, a lot of the times I've had to escort her to the front door. I've had to repeatedly say, I don't have anything else. You can go. You can go early. It's fine. I've never seen someone so resistant to going home or just leaving their job. So it's been in process for a while, but there's been a plan in place that she was going to be taken off my service anyway. And that was before I really had like major issues. But the longer this goes on, the more I'm tired of doing all of that with Donna. And today, it just like almost got worse than ever because, yeah, again, she turned up today. She seemed very affronted when I was like, oh, the list is on the table. I'm currently just filling in a form for an appointment next week just to make sure it's done, otherwise I'll forget. Then she started talking to me from the kitchen whilst I was sitting in the living room. bitch, I have an auditory processing disorder. I can't hear you. And then also the raised voices, even if it's not angry raised voices, makes my dog all excited and overwhelmed. And so then the dog comes running in, huffing and puffing, which then makes all of it worse. But she was asking some strange questions that I could have continued to put into the box of Donna just being very socially awkward and asking strange questions rather than being normal. But like one of them was asking, so is cleaning the main thing that I needed? And it's like, well, that is basically the only thing you do here. So yes. I was like, it depends, but yeah, because it's like it's not the only thing I need help with, but also it's like I'm not going to hand over important admin work to you right now because you're still new with me, but I need help with house stuff doing. And then after that, she asked me, are the cleaners still coming? Do they not come anymore? And that just felt like a strange question to ask because, one, yes, they are still coming. Like, she knows that they're not reliable. So she has had to do some actual typical cleaning jobs like hoovering the floors. But besides that, most of her tasks are not things that cleaners do. Housekeepers are only really a thing for rich people, right? But that's basically what I need is a housekeeper, somebody who does bits and pieces of cleaning and tidying that aren't under the umbrella of like a cleaning company's job. Like, they go around hoovering and mopping floors, they do dusting, they might do your bed sheets, they do wash the dishes, but then they're always bad at washing the dishes, so they never wash our dishes. We have to hide our dishes from the cleaners. Because they will spend ages washing dishes that we don't want washed. We have a dishwasher, for one. We have a dishwasher. Also, for two, they're not good at washing the dishes. They're always still filthy. And it's like, cool. So we just paid you God knows how much to poorly wash our dishes. Sick. At least I'm not paying for my PAs and support workers. That is funded by the government and the council. Thank you. I can waste some of that money. They'll clean the toilets, they'll clean the bath, the shower, sinks, mirrors. And again, sometimes I'll ask PA or a support worker to clean the sink or the mirror, just because if it has been a while, for like if the cleaners have skipped out on us for a week, it's just nice to freshen up the sink and the mirror, And I don't think that's asking a lot. But yeah, basically nothing else. Nothing else. They don't clean much. Like most cleaners won't even clean in like the inside windows. They will literally say, I'm not a window cleaner. And it's like, bitch, but you are a cleaner and that is inside my house. So yeah, it was a weird question to ask me. And my answer was, no, we still have the cleaners, but they don't do the things that you do. Then we were in the kitchen and I'd asked her on my list to, like I said, to clean the mini fridges. She was stood right in front of them, and I didn't really hear what she said because I have an auditory processing disorder. Speak up, enunciate. And yeah, that's one of the other issues is that I can't fucking hear her half the time. So I made a video about auditory processing disorder, but I didn't go majorly into a lot of stuff because wow, the science is very confusing and I couldn't understand the language. From my own experiences, I find a lot of the time I won't get the exact words of a sentence that people have said, but I might be able to guess the gist based off of a couple of words. There's actually a really good show as an example for this at the moment. Code of Silence. It is a show about a deaf girl. So it's not the same, but there is an element in the storytelling that felt very familiar to me and my auditory processing issues, because she's basically being used as a lip reader for the police. And what they do on the TV is they sort of show blurred words where it's not quite sure what the word is, or it will have parts of words, or maybe the odd word that she's caught easily and clearly, and then it slowly kind of translates the parts of words, blurred words, and like the few words that she did catch into a sentence. And she explains in the show as well, a lot of lip reading is also about context and body language. So, using that as basically an example or as like a metaphor, I guess. Is that a metaphor? I don't know. But basically, this is how I feel when I'm trying to understand what people are saying when I am not able to actually process what they've said necessarily. So, like, from the couple of words that I did catch and the fact that she was literally stood in front of the fucking fridges, I gathered it was something to do with that task I asked her to do. And I think I smiled and nodded. But bitch, I'm autistic. Apparently, a lot of the times my smiles do not translate to my face. It's easier to smile in videos because I can see myself and see if I'm actually smiling or not. In real life, less so. So yeah, I thought she said something like, "Is this the fridges that you meant?" I don't know. Something like that. So I nodded as I was doing another task and talking to Mum about something else. And somehow she muttered something under her breath that was louder than the previous sentence she said. Because I got that loud and clear. Where she said, "I'll take that as a yes. I'll take that as a yes then." And like, after that, I was just a bit like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want you in my house. It's been half an hour. You hadn't even been here an hour. I then proceeded to email the guy who's now my PA and also the rota team to be like, yeah, can you like take Donna off of my service? I don't care if you can't put anyone in her place for any of the times that she can't do, but like, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anymore. She's been quite rude this time, and I don't want her in here. And they were like, yeah, she's only down for one more shift before someone else was taking over. But can I also ask, what did she say? So yeah, I then reiterated those things to him. And I was like, like, I probably could have ignored the weird questions and the weird way she reacts about being given a list of things to do as just being an awkward person. But that last comment doesn't put a great light on everything, honestly. Doesn't make you feel great as a multiply disabled person who has really complex health issues. Sure, maybe you're used to being a typical carer where you do a lot of personal care. Sure, you're working for an autistic charity where, yeah, maybe most of the people you're supporting are just autistic or autistic and ADHD but don't have any physical health issues. Fortunately, babes, I have a lot of shit wrong with me. And that makes it hard to just constantly put up with having to micromanage someone, because it's like I don't have the energy to do the task myself. And I have even less energy to micromanage somebody. Because actually, trying to explain something to somebody is a lot more energy sucking than just doing the task a lot of the time. I was like, yeah, I don't want her back after those comments. Definitely makes it seem like what I've asked her, she just doesn't think what I'm asking her to do is appropriate or whatever, maybe because I'm not walking around with her. I don't know. But like I said, I said it to my friend as well when this was happening. I was like, it feels like she's, I don't know, assuming that I am just having a good old time while she's doing all the stuff that I could be doing. It's like, no, I'm often having a bad symptom day and I'm resting, particularly with fatigue. My fatigue has been a bitch, or like I've said, my migraines have been really sucking recently, and they just come whenever they fancy. But also, I have other things I need to be doing that I can't not do, and nobody else has been this weird about it. I don't know. It's not easy to go and find someone yourself. It's not easy to find someone who's a good fit for you who works for a service. And I think just in general, a lot of people are just not very good at caring. And as well, I think a lot of I think majority of the tasks I ask people to do are actually quite chill tasks for like a full-time job vibe. Like there are some tasks that are very much like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just like have a good time. But I need this done, so thanks. I mean, I had this lady literally cutting my stickers for me, and she was like, I actually really like doing this. I was like, yeah, great. We finished those weeks ago. I have no more stickers for her to cut. Like, some of the tasks are really simple like that because I can't sit and cut with scissors because it hurts my hand if I sit and do that for too long. But it needs doing. You know, you just never win. Whilst I sometimes tell these shitty stories with an air of performance and a sense of blasé, I'm exhausted. I'm fucking knackered. It shouldn't be that hard. I don't think it should be that hard. Like, not many people have the luxury of having the support of an autistic charity like I now do. Oh my god, my head hurts. My ribs hurt. Everything hurts so fucking much right now. Kill me. I've been wanting to make a video, or I've been wanting to make a few videos on stuff like this, but like I want to make one in particular about, or maybe even a blog post, maybe, but like what the kind of things that you need to know and things you need in place to become a support worker or a PA for a disabled person, because we are in a care crisis, that we don't have enough carers, we don't have enough PAs, we don't have enough self-employed or employed care workers. A lot of the stuff that the government are doing or planning to do with benefits means that many people who get a measly amount of money for carers allowance will not be able to get that anymore, because you need to have certain elements of PIP or just PIP in general, I think, for that. So lots of people out there will be losing not only their PIP money, but their carers will also be losing the literal pennies that they are paid for, like basically 24-hour care. Same shit for access to work. A lot of people will probably be losing their work support workers and PAs. Also, there are lots of people who do pay out of pocket, or like with the adult social care, it's based on how much money you have in savings and your income and stuff. So if you are over a certain threshold, you either pay the full amount or pay something towards your support work, PAs, etc. But like there are other people who do pay full amount and just go the whole way privately. Lots of people are in need, especially people in rural areas, but also like in city, literally everywhere there's people, support workers and carers are needed. So if that's ever something that you have considered, because it's definitely something you can do like part-time, something you can do additionally to other jobs you may do. Like if you're already set up as self-employed, it is something you can just sort of tack on. Basically, you do need certain insurance though, probably, but yeah, like, so it's something that I've been thinking about making a video or a blog post to kind of give people an idea of the logistic side of things. There's also certain skills. I mean, you can also obviously advertise your skills that you know you have to people, but like a lot of people don't understand that actually some of the skills almost don't even have a name for them, or like they're just minimized so much that people think, oh, anyone can do it. No, they can't. No, they can't. I lived in 3 uni houses and not a single bitch could wash a fucking plate. None of them could be a support worker if washing dishes was involved, you know? So it's things like that. Like, yes, a lot of the skills, a lot of the tasks we do day to day anyway are things that are required in this kind of role. So yeah, you do have the experience a lot of the time, but do you have the experience of doing it the way that that person needs it to be done? Let me know in the comments if you would like to see me make that video or blog post. I have been trying to draft it, but it's a bit overwhelming, honestly. Besides that, go and watch my last video, because I don't think you guys fucking appreciate that one enough. I'm undiagnosing myself with fibromyalgia because why is there 200 symptoms? Please. So you should go and watch that video. Besides that, I don't know if I have anything else to say. I'm done. I've had enough. My head, I'm getting the stabbies in the eye. I'm getting the stabbies in the eye. My neck hurts. I need to lay down. It's also, you can't sit. It is when the sun is burning through your window. O'clock. The sun is setting. That means my room's about to get cooking. So I need to close the blinds before I fucking die. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I also would love it if other people who have experience of having a carer, a PA, a support worker share their experiences, good, bad, in between, in the comments to kind of like, yeah, show people it is not that straightforward, girl. It is not that straightforward. Help. Obviously, you don't have to, but I'd love it if you did. And we can all be miserable together. Thank you. But that's it for this week. I will see you next week. Bye.